want this leadership from Steph and for myself. So I just kind of gave them a rundown of training camp. And then
The drama surrounding DeWanna Bonner's abrupt exit from the Indiana Fever isn't just a basketball story. It's a full-blown saga about ego, expectations, and a league standing at a cultural crossroads. When Bonner signed with the Indiana Fever back in February, it was supposed to be a new chapter. A seasoned veteran joining a re-energized franchise, one now pulsating with the electricity of Caitlin Clark. But almost as soon as it began, that chapter slammed shut, with Bonner walking away from the team, citing personal reasons that quickly unraveled into something far less noble. What we witnessed wasn't a graceful exit. It was a meltdown. A veteran presence expected to guide a young, hungry roster instead bolted the moment adversity hit. She bombed her first few games, stat lines that made her look more like a ghost in a jersey than a six-time All-Star, and rather than battling for her place, she requested a trade, then vanished. 5 games. No presence. No leadership. Just silence. The Fever tried to spin it with vague terminology. But the truth was obvious. Bonner wasn't injured. She wasn't facing a family emergency. She was benched, and didn't like it. She expected a cozy ride alongside the Caitlin Clark phenomenon, but what she got was a team fueled by fire and competition. A team that demanded hustle, not history. And she wasn't ready. Enter Lexi Hull. Young. Hungry. Unrelenting. A sharpshooting sniper from deep who wasn't just willing to fight for minutes. She was earning them. Hull took Bonner's spot not because of politics, not because of hype, but because she flat-out played better. And Bonner? She couldn't handle it. The response wasn't professional. It wasn't veteran-like. It was petulant. She didn't stay. She didn't adapt. She left. And it's not like she left quietly. No, she tried to cast herself as the misunderstood one, issuing a performative thank you to the organization she abandoned. It was the basketball equivalent of lighting a match and then thanking the fire department for showing up. This wasn't the exit of a leader. It was the tantrum of someone who realized the spotlight wasn't hers anymore. Let's not mince words. Bonner's departure had nothing to do with fit. It had everything to do with ego. She wasn't the headliner anymore. She wasn't even the co-star. And as Caitlin Clark's rise redefined the franchise, Bonner became a footnote in a story she once thought she'd help write. This saga also exposes a deeper truth, one that's been quietly simmering beneath the surface of the WNBA for months. The old guard, the veterans who endured years of anonymity, are now watching the league change overnight. Suddenly, arenas are full. Media outlets care. Merch is flying off shelves. And Caitlin Clark is the epicenter of it all. That kind of transformation should be cause for celebration. But for some, like Bonner, it was a threat. For years, these veterans played for crowds smaller than high school gyms. Now, the cameras are rolling, the lights are blinding, and the world is watching. Bonner wasn't prepared to fight for relevance in a league where hustle and hunger have overtaken tenure. She thought she could glide through the season with her resume alone. But resumes don't win minutes. Energy does. Production does. Attitude does. And that's where Bonner fell flat. She wasn't just outplayed, she was outclassed by someone like Ary McDonald. Signed on a hardship contract, McDonald didn't whine about role or minutes. She showed up, grinded, and injected life into every second she played. In just 3 games, she made herself indispensable, averaging 11 points, 3 assists, and 2 steals. She didn't need spotlight. She needed opportunity. And that's the crux of it. While Bonner ran, McDonald rose. McDonald's return to the Fever was no accident. She fit the identity this team is carving out, one based on grit, accountability, and heart. COO and GM Amber Cox said it best. From the moment she arrived in Indy, Ary was a clear fit with the style and mentality we are building. That's not just praise. That's a dagger. A direct contrast to Bonner, who clearly never shared that mentality. Who didn't want to grind. Who couldn't stomach a supporting role, even if it meant lifting a rising franchise into greatness. And where does Bonner want to go now? Back to the comfort zone. Phoenix or Atlanta. Teams with less heat, fewer headlines, and more shadows to hide in. She's not chasing championships, she's chasing ease. It's not about competition anymore, it's about control. She'd rather regress in peace than rise under pressure. Meanwhile, Indiana thrives without her. Her trade value? Non-existent. Her impact? Forgettable. She was supposed to be Mama Bear, the wise veteran in a locker room full of energy and ambition. Instead, she became the cautionary tale of what happens when pride outruns purpose. And here's what sets this drama apart. It's not just about Bonner. It's about a reckoning. A generational shift where the league's identity is being rewritten. The WNBA isn't a niche anymore. It's not a footnote in the sports world. It's the story. And Caitlin Clark isn't just writing the headlines. She's changing the script. Veterans who can adapt, who can mentor, who can lead, there's space for them. Natasha Howard, brought in alongside Bonner, proved that. She's still here, still grinding, still earning her role. But those who sulk, who vanish, who play poorly and then point fingers, they're done. Fever's quick decision to cut Bonner and elevate McDonald wasn't just about fit, it was a message. To the league, to the fans, to the future. If you're not built for the pressure, there's someone who is. If you can't handle being part of something bigger than yourself, step aside. Because the train isn't slowing down. Not for egos, not for feelings, and definitely not for players who think tenure guarantees impact. DeWanna Bonner had a choice. Embrace evolution. Help shape a new era. Be part of something unforgettable. Instead, she chose to walk out, not because she was pushed, but because she couldn't lead when it mattered most. And that, right there, is how legacies are lost. If you're still with us, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Should Bonner have stayed and fought for her role? Or was her exit inevitable? Like the video, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next deep dive into the league's most dramatic moments. Click the video on screen, and we'll see you next time.